All right, let's dive into this. You want to crank up the fan engagement, right? We're talking about creating those next-level experiences where fans are glued to the action, feeling like they're right in the thick of it. You've been checking out Ably, and we're about to see if they live up to the hype.
Absolutely. Let's unpack this.
From what I've gathered, Ably is all about real time. And they're not just whispering it in a crowded room. They're shouting it from the rooftops, claiming to be the secret weapon for brands serious about crafting those heart-stopping, can't-tear-your-eyes-away moments. And honestly, they've got some big names backing them up, so they must be doing something right. But what's got me really intrigued is this whole real-time thing. What does that even mean in this context?
It's more than just a buzzword. It's the core of what Ably offers. Imagine a platform where information flows seamlessly, instantly, from the source to your fans. Scores update the second the basket drops. Chat explodes with reactions as they happen. Leaderboards shift and change right before your eyes. That's the power of real time. And it's a game changer for fan engagement.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. It's like bridging the gap between the event and the experience. But I have to ask, aren't there already tons of platforms out there claiming to do this? What makes Ably stand out from the crowd?
You're right, it's a crowded space. But here's where Ably sets itself apart. They claim to have the lowest latency in the market. We're talking milliseconds here, which for fans can be the difference between a frustrating delay and feeling like they're right there on the sidelines. They're not just keeping up, they're right there in the moment.
Okay, speed is one thing, but what about reliability? We've all been there, those nail-biting final minutes of a game when everyone's hitting refresh and suddenly, boom, the platform crashes. Nightmare.
Exactly. You're talking about a recipe for fan meltdown, and that's exactly what Ably is built to prevent. They don't just handle traffic spikes, they laugh in the face of them. Their system is designed to scale effortlessly, accommodating massive numbers of users without skipping a beat. Think about those massive online events, product launches, or game-changing moments that have the potential to break the internet. Ably takes it all in stride.
That's a bold claim. But it makes sense. If you're promising real-time engagement, the last thing you want is for your platform to crumble under pressure. But this brings up another point. All of this sounds expensive. How do they address the business side of things?
This is where it gets really interesting. Ably isn't just about building cool tech. They're about delivering real business value. They understand that increased engagement has to translate into tangible returns, and they're upfront about that. They emphasize maximizing ROI, showing you how their platform can help you turn that excitement into something measurable. It's not just about making fans happy, it's about making smart business decisions.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. But we've talked a lot about what Ably promises. How about we see how they deliver?
I'm happy to dive into the specifics. What I find really fascinating is how Ably approaches this whole real-time thing. They don't just throw you in the deep end, they give you the tools to craft the exact experience you want. They call it composable real-time experiences. Think of it like building blocks for fan engagement. You can mix and match these blocks to create a unique experience for your specific audience.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Tell me more.
Exactly. It's all about flexibility and customization. They've got different building blocks for features like live chat, push notifications, data broadcasts, and even collaborative tools, all designed with real-time interaction in mind. It's like having a toolbox full of high-tech gadgets, each designed to boost engagement in a different way.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Let's break down some of these features. Let's start with live streaming chat. Is that just your basic chat room, or is there more to it?
It goes way beyond your typical chat room. Think real-time reactions with counts so fans can see how the crowd's feeling, displays of active users to build a sense of community, and built-in moderation tools to keep things positive and avoid those toxic chat spirals that can turn fans away. They've really thought about how to make chat more than just a sideshow. It becomes an integral part of the experience.
I can see how that would be huge. Instead of just passively watching a stream, imagine fans reacting in real time. Seeing those reactions reflected instantly and feeling like they're part of a community, even if they're miles apart.
Absolutely. That feeling of shared experience, that energy, that's what keeps fans coming back for more. And speaking of personalized experiences, let's talk about Ably's push notifications for a second.
Okay, push notifications, we all get them, but usually it's just a generic sale, sale, or your package shipped. What makes Ably's approach different?
Right. It's all about personalization. It's about delivering the right information to the right fans at the right time.
So instead of bombarding everyone with the same generic message, You can really fine-tune it, cater to those interests.
Exactly. Let's say you're a diehard fan of a certain basketball player, right? With Ably, you could get notifications tailored specifically to their performance points scored, rebounds grabbed, maybe even a highlight reel delivered straight to your phone.
Oh, wow.
It's like having a personalized sports ticker just for your favorite player.
That's brilliant. So it's about making each fan feel like a VIP.
Precisely. And this level of personalization, this goes beyond just keeping fans in the loop. It's about fostering deeper engagement. When you show fans that you understand their passions, that you're invested in their experience, they're far more likely to stick around. They become bigger advocates for your brand.
It's about building loyalty, not just grabbing attention.
I love it.
Okay, we've covered live chat and push notifications, but there's another feature we touched on earlier, data broadcast. And I have to be honest, that one sounds a bit intimidating. Can you break it down for me?
Sure, don't let the name fool you. It's actually one of the coolest aspects of what Ably offers. It's all about data, right? Imagine you're watching a live esports tournament, and the scores, the leaderboards, even the in-game stats are updating right before your eyes, all in perfect sync with the action.
Oh, okay. That's data broadcast. It's about taking all those data points that fans obsess over and bringing them to life in a dynamic, engaging way.
So it's like instead of just seeing a static scoreboard, they're getting a live, constantly evolving picture of what's happening.
Exactly. And it's not just about sports. Think about online auctions with real-time bidding updates, election night coverage with dynamic maps and charts, or even live concert experiences with synchronized lighting and special effects, all powered by this real-time data flow. Okay, now we're talking. This is where things start to feel really futuristic. But we haven't even touched on the last feature you mentioned, collaborative tools. What do those look like in practice?
So imagine you're watching your favorite band's live stream, and suddenly a poll pops up asking you to vote for the next song they play. Or maybe it's a trivia challenge where you can compete against other fans in real time, all synced up through the platform.
Mhm.
That's the magic of collaborative tools, turning passive viewers into active participants.
It's about giving them a voice, letting them shape the experience. That's incredible. But all of this sounds incredibly complex from a technical standpoint. How does Ably actually make all this magic happen behind the scenes?
That's a great question, and you're right. Under the hood, there's some seriously impressive tech at work. But the beauty of Ably is that they handle all the complexities so you don't have to.
So they're like the wizards behind the curtain, ensuring everything runs smoothly while we enjoy the show.
Precisely. But for those curious minds out there, like yours truly, there are a few key things that make Ably tick. First, there's this thing called limitless fan out. Now, imagine you're sending a message to 1 million people simultaneously. That takes some serious horsepower, right?
Yeah.
Ably's system is designed to handle these massive broadcasts without breaking a sweat, ensuring everyone gets the update at virtually the same moment.
So no lag, no buffering, no frantic refreshing to see if you missed the game-winning shot.
Exactly. And to make things even smoother, they use something called bandwidth-efficient deltas. Think of it like this. Imagine you're sending live updates to a scoreboard. Instead of sending the entire scoreboard every second, Ably just sends the changes, the deltas.
Ah, so if only one player's score changes, you're not sending out a whole new scoreboard with all the other scores that haven't changed.
Right. It's like sending a quick text message instead of writing a whole novel every time you want to share a small update. It saves a ton of bandwidth, especially when you have huge amounts of data flying around. It means faster updates for everyone.
Okay, that makes sense. Are there any other technical tricks up their sleeve?
Definitely. Remember we talked about how Ably's chat feature goes beyond the basics? To handle those massive chat volumes, they use something called message batching. Instead of sending each individual emoji, comment, or like as a separate message, they group them together, minimizing the load on the system. Again, it's all about efficiency and speed.
Okay, so it's like sending a package instead of a bunch of individual letters.
You got it. And they even take things a step further with something called subscription filters. Now, I know that might sound a bit technical,
A little bit.
but it's actually quite simple. It basically allows you to personalize the content each user receives. Let's say you're only interested in a particular team's score. With subscription filters, you wouldn't have to wade through updates about every other team in the league. It's like setting your preferences so you only get updates about your favorite team.
Okay, so it's about cutting through the noise and delivering a more streamlined, personalized experience.
Precisely. Less noise, more engagement. And the best part is, All this tech wizardry is working behind the scenes, invisible to the user.
They get to enjoy a seamless, engaging experience without ever having to think about the technical wizardry making it all possible. That's impressive. But speaking of things that aren't visible, let's talk about the elephant in the room: pricing. All of this sounds amazing, but I imagine it comes with a hefty price tag. We've talked about the what of Ably, the features, the tech, but I think what really matters here is the why. Why should anyone care about any of this? What's the big takeaway for someone like me or for our listeners?
You're hitting the nail on the head, right? It's not just about shiny features, it's about what those features allow you to create. Ably seems to be tapping into this fundamental shift in how we connect with the things we love.
Yeah.
We don't just want to consume content anymore, we want to be a part of it, to experience it alongside a community, to shape it.
It's like that feeling you get when you're at a live concert or a sporting event. There's this energy, this shared experience that you just can't replicate through a screen.
Right. Or can you?
Right.
That's the question. And Ably seems to think so. They're not just building a platform, they're building a bridge, a way to connect people and passions in a way that goes beyond those physical limitations. It's about taking the best parts of real-world interaction, the energy, the community, the shared experience, and bringing them into the digital realm.
And not just replicating them, but kind of amplifying them, right? With the personalization, with that real-time data, with opportunities for fans to actually shape the experience, as it unfolds.
Exactly. And the best part is, this isn't just limited to entertainment. Imagine the possibilities in education, where students aren't just passively absorbing information, but actively participating in real-time discussions, interactive exercises. Or in healthcare, where patients can connect with support groups, share their experiences, receive personalized updates in a way that's engaging and empowering.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. It's like you said, they're building a bridge, and it's up to us to imagine all the amazing places that bridge can lead us to. But for someone hearing this for the first time, it might still feel a bit overwhelming. What would you say to someone who's excited about this future of fan engagement but doesn't know where to begin?
Start by asking yourself one simple question. How can I make my audience feel more valued? It's about shifting away from that one-way broadcast model. Here's my content, consume it, and embracing a two-way dialogue. Listen to your audience, understand their passions, and create opportunities for them to engage on a deeper level.
So it's not just about having the coolest technology or the flashiest features. It's about using those tools to build genuine connections.
Yes.
And foster that sense of community.
Precisely. It's about creating a space where people feel heard, valued, empowered to participate. That's where the real magic happens.
This has been incredibly eye-opening. We've gone from unpacking the features of Ably to exploring the future of fan engagement and the power of connection. Yeah, I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective.
I'm glad to hear that. And remember, this is just the beginning. The technology is evolving rapidly, and the possibilities are limitless. So keep experimenting, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep that conversation going with your audience.
Some wise words. A huge thank you to you for guiding us through this deep dive today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And to our listeners, we hope this has sparked some ideas and inspired you to take your own fan engagement to the next level. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.